We're at a crossroads. From time to time, a section of rail needs repair, but that doesn't mean the whole line needs replacement. The same way being proud of your history doesn't mean you're stuck in the past. No, we're not stuck. We hear the whistle blowing and we're inspired. Inspired by the legacy of the people who transformed this terrain into a rail yard that supplied America with the ore needed to win world wars. We're inspired by our unshakable identity, hanging tight like David facing down Goliaths, and we're moved by stories of our community's kindness. No matter who needs help, neighbors pitch in and get the job done. Hushed and humbled are more at play than pontification, but don't for 1 second think that means Proctor is a simple small town. It was built as a company town, and it continues down the tracks of time. And this rail revival is our destination.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Rail Yard. Ted Keevan here along with the coach, Chad Brenna. Give us 2 seconds. Just go to the cameras tab. And we'll have to go into the shortcuts and fix it. Anyways, we're back here at the Rail Yard. Ted Keevan along with Coach Chad Brenna for tonight's conference matchup featuring the 1-5 Hilltoppers from Duluth Marshall and our very own 3-7 Proctor Rails. Coach, both teams coming in, down seasons talent-wise, young groups behind, a couple of seniors on both teams. What are we looking for tonight? What kind of homework have you done for us on this game tonight?
Well, for the last 10 years, this has always been a gritty, very physical, on the edge of your seat game, especially when you're on the sidelines and you're coaching it, just because of, history and everything. Just there's some bad blood between these two squads, and they like to get a little chippy, and I'm anticipating a chippy game tonight. It's going to be a battle of attrition, if you will. It's going to be gritty, it's going to be physical, and I would be surprised if we didn't have at least 3 or 4 players on each side sitting on the bench by the end of the game, just because of how physical I'm anticipating this game to be. Watching both teams in warm-ups, both teams are looking pretty relaxed. It doesn't look like anybody's on edge. The coaches are having their conversations with their assistants. Everybody looks happy, and hopefully it stays that way. We got 3 solid officials again tonight. We got Greg Parrish again tonight. He did the girls' game here last night. Tim Holstrom, one of my favorite officials. Because you can give him a little razzing, during the games, and he just kind of tells you to, zip your cake hole and sit down.
Right, absolutely, and and that's one of those things for up here. We'll talk about the officiating piece in the aspect of, we do tend to see, no matter what gym you're in up here, it's a small family of officials, if you will.
Absolutely.
For the lack of, and the fact that we get to see those same officials. And the reason I say that is, like, you take the boys' hockey game, against Mora the other day that got canceled when the snow came in. It got canceled because those officials for that hockey game were coming from St. Cloud.
Right.
So you don't have that local connection. You don't have that feel where you can actually not build a relationship to have an official go your way, but that official knows when they need to tell you enough is enough, or to just let you vent because they've known you well enough, long enough to be able to have that relationship, like all these coaches do, except for, the new head coach that we have here underneath. I did give you your stuff, right?
Corey Henkel.
With Corey Henkel. Corey was actually did his student teaching here with Lisa Smith before Lisa left.
Nice.
As a FIAD teacher, graduate from Pine City, and now in his first season as the skipper for the Hilltoppers.
Then one of his assistants, Camden Berger, former Proctor kid, graduate from EXCO. That's one of Owen's actual officiating buddies. That's who Owen refs a lot of games with, is Camden. You know, I talked to Craig over on the sidelines. I'm like, you know, hey, Craig, last night you guys didn't call a foul for the first 9 minutes of the first half last night. You go, and then you call one. I go, and it wasn't a foul. He goes, yeah, Parrish gave me a lot of guff for that. I go, because you blew your whistle? He goes, no, because it wasn't a foul.
Because it wasn't a foul. Well, real quick, we want to thank our sponsors before we turn this over to in-house PA Fleisch. We want to thank the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, the Irving Community Club Pulling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Woodis Trailer Sales, ESCO, Stream Dudes. Well, we're actually going to turn it over right now as he's taking it over, and we'll be back right after this.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Proctor Public Schools and today's Minnesota State High School League boys basketball game that features the Hilltoppers from Duluth Marshall and your Proctor Rails. Before we meet tonight's starters, we'd like to honor America as a show of respect to the men and women who have given their lives in preserving freedom in this country and throughout the world. So we ask that now you please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem by the Proctor Pep Band. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the starters for today's contest. So let's start out by meeting the visitors from Duluth Marshall. Starting in a guard, wearing number 0, junior Andrew Cheggy. Also at a guard, senior number 4, Soren O'Rourke. At a forward position, sophomore number 12, Brooks Johnson. Also at a forward, freshman number 20, Aiden Westerber. And also starting at a forward, sophomore number 42, Josh Johnson. The head coach of Duluth Marshall is Corey Henkel. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Proctor Rails. Starting at a guard, he's a senior wearing number 2, Carter St. Germain. At a forward, sophomore number 4, Josh Sennett. Also at a forward position, junior number 5, Dane Oman. Another one of your guards, senior number 13, Wesley Theory. And starting at forward, senior number 22, Nate Maz. Your assistant coaches are Jared Potterzay, Brody Eldine, and Derek Solers. Your Rails head coach is Cole Lipinski.
So there's your starters for both the Hilltoppers and the Rails. Again, going down that Cheggy, we got Cheggy O'Rourke, Johnson, Westerber, and also Johnson for the Hilltoppers. For the Rails, you've got St. Germain, Sinnott, Omen, Theory, and Maz. Coach, this should be a good matchup. The matchup I'm really looking forward to is number 5, Dane Omen, and also number 12, Brooks Johnson. Brooks Johnson was here in Proctor. I had him as a 6th grader. Great kid.
Yep.
We'll talk a little bit as the tip gets started. He very much grew. To tallest kid on the team. As O'Rourke goes up, gets the tip, and now driving into the lane. That was Westerber. Good to get called. Was that a travel?
That was a travel.
Travel call. First turnover of the game committed by the Toppers, and the Rails will now try to get something going. Again, the Toppers come in 1-5. The Rails in 3-7
Up
in this conference
There you
matchup.
go.
Maz into the corner, now gives up the dribble, try to get it to Theory, but getting a hand on it was number 42, Josh Johnson.
Marshall showing their hand. We're going to put pressure on.
I didn't expect that. Talking about pressure, let's talk that a little bit here. As Harmontown Proctor has always been that rivalry, things like that. In the last few years, this has become the rivalry. There's some mixed emotions, some bad blood, whatever have you, amongst these two teams. I had a bunch of the players tell me that Maz inside for the first two games can't get it to fall. And Brooks Johnson goes up and gets it.
Yeah, that should have been a goaltend. You can't slap the backboard. That's a travel.
And Brooks Johnson on the board for the first 2 points here today.
There's
There's
There's a lot of history between these two squads on the boys' side,
Yeah.
And it's not all good. Hit that, Josh.
Sinnott for 3, can't get that to fall. Brooks Johnson there on the board again. Now going to move it back into the other side. Gives it up long 3.
That was a Travis
glass.
Carlson.
That was a
rocket.
way long Travis Carlson try. Maz in the corner again, gives it off to Sinnott. Sinnott takes a step, going to get called for a travel.
That's a good call.
And it'll go the other way. And now the Rails are going to put some pressure on.
No, we're going, man. Interesting. Interesting that Carter St. Germain is playing defense on Brooks too. That's going to be an interesting thing. I mean, they're shoving on each other right now.
Dane Oman going to get the game's first foul as he gets a reach in there
on the Rails, number 5, Dane Oman,
on number 20, Aiden Westerber. One thing we haven't done tonight, welcome to the Proctor faithful, welcoming all those Marshall Hilltopper fans. Thanks for joining us. Glad we could bring this game to you this evening. I don't know where that foul was. That's going to go on number 42 on Johnson.
Yeah, he threw arm bar into Carter St. Germain as he was chasing Brooks on the
So
baseline.
Brooks Johnson gets called for his team's first. As Coach Solberg trying to bring the basketballs back in from girls practice, nowhere to go. Going to go up and around.
It's going to be an interesting matchup with Carter St. Germain on
Johnson.
On Brooks. Both of their mouths have been flapping, going down the floor, so it should be interesting.
Theory rips that away as it was almost stolen. Now able to keep it. Oman takes a step right side, pushes out Sinnott. Sinnott handles it before it goes out of bounds. Now looking for the reset. Gets a look.
Short corner, same thing as last night.
Yep, absolutely. Theory wide open on the bottom.
And then somebody drops down the lane. You got to lay up.
Maz can't handle it. Going to go out of bounds just off the line and going to go down the other way.
Remember to pick up your 50/50 split the pot tickets.
James Pirro into the game.
Pot tickets on sale. Checking in for.
We'll turn that off and bring in some crowd noise instead of flash for now. Big time, right?
Yep, big time.
So Maz takes his seat and Pirro into the game for his first action. That pass into O'Rourke.
The Marshall bench's flap was just jawing at Carter St. Germain there.
Brooks Johnson can't get the little floater to fall as he's falling away and sent it down with the board. Going to push it into Piero. Piero drives towards the paint, nowhere to give it now. Dishes to St. Germain. St. Germain for three, too long. Piero down with the board and draws the foul. He'll get the and one.
We have a very rambunctious crowd here this evening, Ted.
I told you. What did I tell you?
A lot of students here tonight. A lot of parents for both teams. I mean, like to see this.
So Soren O'Rourke going to get called for his first, team's second. And Piero can't get the old-fashioned three to fall the old-fashioned way.
Oh, that's his second offensive foul. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Here we go. Dane, zip it.
So the first foul call is going to go on Brooks Johnson. That's going to be his second, team's third. And then going to be getting a technical foul is going to be called on Dane Ullman.
He obviously was a little too exuberant about that foul being called.
So Ullman draws the tech in his second. Did he hit that?
Nope.
Nope. So Johnson misses the first. Sorry, I was doing paperwork down here. Apologize.
Ted, you can feel the tension in here.
Oh, it's tough. I told you this is going to be a matchup, and it has been the last couple of years. This is exactly what it's been. So Ullman will take a seat for a moment and into the game, Nick Breed. And timeout going to be taken here by the coach from Proctor. Let's redo our sponsors since we kind of got interrupted as we started the Reed Foundation. The Rails Endowment for Academic Art and Athletic Development, the Irving Community Club Pulling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies up on Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com, Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Audiology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville, and our in-game sponsor, Proctor Pizza, Main Street Proctor. Go tell them that Rails TV sent you. If you're looking for some merch from Rails TV, they'll have that. And coming up soon, they're going to have a nice new website, and they're going to have merch and things with the new logo and new pizzas and stuff. And I got to tell you, folks, I had an opportunity to try the Southwestern tonight, and I got to tell you, that was an amazing pizza. You should put that on the menu, not as just a special. I could order that once a week.
That'll actually be our special of the month in February. And my guess is that'll end up on the menu as well.
That is a great pizza. Out for 3 was O'Rourke, and he hits it. Also want to thank our students we have working for us tonight. Our director-producer, Spencer Maida. Got Vinny Verbal on the camera, and also on our scoreboard, Luke Smith.
Ooh.
Here you go. Sorry, doing a little bit of teaching there. Travel is going to be called against Cheggy, and that'll be a turnover on the Hilltoppers, and it'll come the other way with the Rails. Inbounding is Piero. St. Germain now will try to push it up the floor as the Toppers put on a little bit of pressure. Theory. St. Germain clears it, now down in the corner to Sinnott. St. Germain. Looks like the Rails have slowed down and trying to fit their game instead of trying to run the races with Marshall. Reed steps. Now gives it back off to St. Germain. Little low pass, but able to pick it up. It slips, keeps his dribble. Now able to draw a nice little jumper. Gets that to fall. Nice recovery by St. Germain.
That was a good gamble there by Josh. Didn't pay off, but a good gamble. Yeah, that was a silly foul.
Foul going to be called on St. Germain. That'll be his first, team's second.
Wait, Ted, there's a lot of John out there from both teams.
A little bit. Whew, pardon me. That'll be the team's third.
Also on the Rails number 2, Carter St. Germain, his first. Team's third.
We'll leave Fleisch in there so we can hear that kind of fun stuff. Brooks inside. That was into Johnson, the other Johnson, Josh. So 8-4 here, early goings, first half. Breed gonna move now, gives it back to Sinnott. Sinnott now moves to his right, down into Piero for three. Can't get that to fall. Breed right there to try. Foul gonna be called on Nick. That'll be his first, team's fourth.
The Marshall bench is lucky that we have officials that don't pay attention to assistant coaches standing up.
Right. So we got Gopher Josh coming on, so watch for number 42 for the to kind of set and run the play here. Pushes it back outside. That's O'Rourke, can't get it to fall. There's a little bit of fight. Now Breed to go get it. What's that?
I think Wesley got away with one.
All right.
Hit that, James.
Piero steps through, little floater, can't get it to fall. Theory not looking, and gonna draw the foul. He'll go to line, shoot two.
Well, Ted, I don't think I was far off when I said I wouldn't be surprised if we have 3 or 4 players from each team sitting on the bench at the end of the game.
Well, we're looking at it. Yeah, we're looking at it. We got 4 and 5.
And we're 5 minutes in.
And we're 5 minutes in. We didn't have this many fouls at the 9-minute mark of last night's girls game against Hermantown.
We didn't have this many fouls in the first half of the game last night.
I mean, our first foul wasn't until about 8 minutes, 30 seconds. Theory off the backside, iron misses both. O'Rourke looking for somewhere to go with it. Now looked for and had Westerberg, but couldn't hang on to it. Here comes Nick Breed. Here's St. Germain. Drives underneath.
Nice.
Nowhere to go with it. Now meant for Piero, but going the other way is Westerberg. He gives it off to number 10, Vielander. And O'Rourke can't get it to fall as Josh Sinnott there with a big hand. Sinnott now down the floor.
He needs to take control.
Up off the glass, can't get it to fall, gets his own board, pushes it out to Piero. Piero pushes it to Breed. Now to St. Germain for three, all alone.
Bingo.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. So St. Germain with a big three to bring the Rails within one here, 8-7. Toppers lead. Brooks, Johnson for two. So 3-point lead back here now. St. Germain gives it off to Theory. Theory looking to drive the lane, gives it off to Sinnott. Gets a little block, a little floater, can't get it to fall, and off down with the board is Brooks. I'm just going to say Brooks since we have a Josh Johnson and Brooks Johnson. Johnson will be Josh and Brooks will be Brooke. Big, long three, can't get that to fall, and Sinnott with the board.
Another Travis Carlson three.
Absolutely. Sinnott drives.
Attack, Josh.
Pushes it out. Theory not going to pop. Brief for three. Can't get that to fall. Sinnott right there on the board. And saving that for the Toppers was Westerberg. And they'll come back on the offensive side. That shot by Brooks Johnson is going to go out of bounds. He's looking for a foul. And coming into the game, Q Roth. And back in is Cheggy. So Q Roth will be into the game for his first action of the night. I'm just going to say Q because it just sounds cooler.
I agree.
So Breed now bring it up the floor, right side, rushes it down with O'Rourke there defensively. Crowd got into that as O'Rourke slipped. Not 100% sure why that was awesomely cool. Inside to Theory. Theory's looking for somewhere to go with it. Drives into the paint, up off the glass, draws the foul, and it'll go to the line, shoot two.
You know, Ted, these are not soft fouls either.
No, they're not.
These guys are hitting each other hard.
So that's going to be called on number 35, Q Roth. That'll be his first, team's fifth. Pardon me, team's sixth. I missed one somewhere, Coach.
That's okay. This is intense. I mean, I'm stressed out.
Yeah, this is a tough crowd. I don't know that it's almost like you cut it with a knife, right?
Yeah, it's tense in here.
Like a teepee in a wigwam?
Yeah.
Too tense?
Yeah.
Theory hits the first one.
It's like trying to cut a frozen pizza before you cook it, right?
That's icky.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that one.
Wow.
Don't even want to imagine it.
Nah, we want a nice laid-back atmosphere.
And Theory misses the second, brings him to 1 of 4 from the line, and that could come back to haunt him.
Yeah, you know.
I was looking at you. I didn't see what happened.
It always comes down to free throws at some point.
Tell us what happened, because I wasn't looking.
Josh got that rebound, and Wes had started to cut through, and Nick Gree just flashed right down the lane, and it was there for about a second and a half, and then she closed.
Gotcha. Number 20, Westerberg, draws his first. Theory will go back to the line, see if he can try to even things up.
It's the same thing like last night, Ted. You know, Marshall's playing a 1-3-1. You dump somebody short corner, shoot somebody down the lane. It's there.
Theory just a little too hard off the back iron there.
I guess we know who Marshall's going to follow if this is a tight game. They're going to follow Wes. Hopefully by then he's got it sorted out.
Had a chance to talk to Tangen about her game last night in the halls today. Can't get that to fall, and again, goes with a scoop, but able to get the board, put it back. Big three, can't get that to fall. Goes off the hands of Brooks and into the hands of Westerberg, who will bring it up the floor for the Hilltoppers. Trapped in a corner, nowhere to go. Now able to get it up to O'Rourke. O'Rourke going to move right side. Cheggy now come back to the top as Brooks follows. Now giving to Brooks. Brooks drives, pushes in, looking for a man in the middle, and it looks like Westerberg is looking for some kind of a question to the official. Not sure what the question was. What do we got here? We're going to take
timeout, Rails.
30-second timeout. We're going to stay right here. Let's talk a little bit about when we'll be on air next, things like that. Again, fans, this is a student-run program. We got 3 students here again with us tonight on a Friday night, bringing you this coverage. If you like what they're doing, whether you're from here or you're from Marshall, wherever you're from, give them a like. Let them know that you like what they're doing, and you appreciate the work that they're doing for you. Coming up next week, Coach. Let's see. We are right here. So Monday we got school board at 7 o'clock. We also have basketball here with the girls versus ESCO. On Tuesday we'll have hockey with Ely at the boys hockey program. And a short broadcast week next week. That's what we have.
We're on the air Monday, that's it?
That's it. We just on Monday, Tuesday for the whole program, and the kids get to take a break and work on stuff, their final projects and things like that. So we'll be able to do that, but make sure you join us. Want to know when we're going to be on air, hit that subscribe button, and you'll always know as we make sure to put our stuff on there the week before so that you can know when we will be having events. Running into the court, Westerberg tried to set his feet, unable to get there. And he's going to take a defensive charge.
That was a good effort to try and get there and get set.
So that foul is called on Westerberg. That'll be his second, team 7th, and now going to the line, shoot 1-and-1 will be Josh Sinnott. Hold on 1 second here. What you got? That is a miss for Sinnott. Down with another board is Brooks Johnson. So Sinnott on the first, the miss on his first attempt there. And Brody Carlson now into the game for the Toppers. That pass was intended for, or that pass from Johnson intended for Brody Carlson, but a hand defensively got in there, sent it out of bounds. Now Cheggy now will move left to right. He's moving right and left, looking for Brooks there, being guarded by St. Germain. St. Germain gets a little pick there by Johnson.
Good ball movement.
And that's going to be a bad errant pass, and this is St. Germain for 2 up off the glass, off a turnover.
Tie game, Ted. I didn't think we'd see 10-10 at the 9-minute mark, but a lot of turnovers both ways.
A lot of turnovers. Johnson can't get in and it goes. St. Germain. Johnson gets it back, drives a shoulder, and this is Brooks Johnson over Sinnott. Can't get that to fall. Tries to tip it back up. Tries to tip it back up. Tries to tip it back up. Playing his own little tip drill. Micah drill.
Yeah. Well, Ted, sometimes you need to pad your stats if you can get away with it, right, Nat?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So Sinnott gets called for the foul. That'll be his first, team's 5th. And Johnson hits the first. Nate Maas back into the game as Theory will take a break. And Johnson will try to finish off the 2-point play. And he does not, and down with the board is St. Germain. Piero gives it off to Sinnott. Sinnott tries to push back, nothing there. Nick Reed now going to drive in as Checky tried to get a hand on it and did. And now there's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow favoring the Rails here. So Piero to inbound the ball. St. Germain, Piero, Sinnott, Maas, and Breed on the floor for the Rails as you have Carlson, Johnson, Checky, Johnson, and O'Rourke on the floor for the Hilltoppers.
That's the guy we can't have get in foul trouble. So he's sitting at 2, and so is Brooks.
Yes, sir.
Man, they're John.
Yes, sir. Senior versus sophomore. See who comes out on top is what basically how they're playing. Checky's shot up off the glass for 2. So Checky gets his first points of the game. Now come up and play defense on St. Germain. St. Germain drives in. This is Sinnott. Sinnott looking for the far side. Now it brings the left side for St. Germain. Bingo, bango, bongo. And we again are tied at 13 all. Nice Jim here.
They call that on Saints?
Yes, they did.
That's a tough one, Ted.
Well, it looked like he actually got blocked into him.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the official. I mean, I don't know. That's just a tough call.
Wouldn't disagree with you. So that's St. Germain's third, team's 6th. Carlson gives it off to O'Rourke. O'Rourke long 3, can't get the fall. Theory comes down with the board, rips it out of the hands of Checky as Checky tried to come up and get a piece of it. The nice thing is they're never going to call that, as Wesley does a great job of keeping his elbows at his body and not trying to flail. Theory now moves to the right side, far corner. Piero for 3. Just long, but sent it right there.
That was a pass. That was not a shot. That was a pass. That
you keep calling that.
James seen Josh standing there all by himself and said, I'm just going to lob it up over the top. That's a pass.
You keep telling. That's just like the one last night that looked with the tip that looked like a pass, right?
Yep.
Who hit that one?
That was Brooks.
Brooks for 2?
Yep.
Thank you. Sinnott now. Going to move to his right. Dumped it.
A little too much on that.
A little too much mustard on that pass intended for Piero. Out of bounds turnover will go the other way. Coming into the game is Bo Vielander.
I like the thought process there, though. James cutting across.
Absolutely. So Brooks will bring it into the offensive zone now, way down into the corner. This is Carlson. Carlson for 3, can't get that to fall. And down with the board is Piero after it touches a couple other, at least one Hilltopper and one Rail. Theory from the pass from Breed, across the Sinnott, sent it up and over, draws the foul.
And he caught an elbow right in the chops.
And Carlson, I believe number 44, will get the call. He sure does. And that's his first, team's 10th.
I think we got a full here.
Timeout taken by the Hilltoppers. We're going to take a quick break also and hear from a couple of our sponsors. We'll be back right after this.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
I chose Heritage Window and Door because of their reputation and because of their renewal Anderson windows that they have. And their workmanship was fantastic.
I'm so impressed.
Your home is your largest investment. Don't waste your money on cheaper windows. These are the best. It's my money, and I'm going to spend it where it's going to do me the best good, and it happened to be Heritage Window and Door.
So back here at the rail yard, your score 15-all with 6:35 left here first half. As you can see, this has been a heck of a matchup if you've been here the whole night. I would like to thank everybody who's tuned in. At the line right now, Josh Sinnott going to shoot 2 after the foul that was called on Brody Carlson. Sinnott misses the first.
Boy, that rim at the north end of the gym is just not being
friendly.
Not friendly
for
us
at
tonight.
all.
I mean, we've left, what, 6-8 points on them?
Oh, at least.
At least?
Well, I can tell you just free throws alone. Left 8 free throw alone.
8? That's huge.
So the Rails with the lead after Sinnott hits 1. This is Johnson in the corner, gives it off to Brooks. Brooks inside to Carlson. Carlson tried to get that to fall, but Maz right there with a big hand and a stuff and not allowing Carlson to get up and go anywhere with it. Now almost give up the pivot, now into Breed. Breed looking for somewhere to go for it. Off the glass, can't get it to fall, but Maz was there for the board.
He was an Oreo sandwich there for a second.
Yes, he was. They're going to say that ball went off of Vilander, and it'll stay with the green. Or in this case, the white. Coach, white out. Look at that. I even wore my white to make sure.
I wore black.
Well, you can't wear white in your shop. Who hit that? Maz for 2.
That's because we got the best in the business down there tonight.
Yes, we do. Maz for 2 gets on the board for the Rails. Maz with the takeaway, and here comes Theory to try to push it up the floor, or Rourke.
Sam, get at him. There you go, buddy. Ooh.
Nyland can't get up there and go get it. His first action of the game.
Take it. Nice hustle, Nick Breed.
And Johnson
well,
for
there's
2.
some elbows flying out there in the paint tonight, Ted.
As long as I'm not getting hit, I'm pretty all right.
Yeah, they are swinging them.
Vilander defensively. Johnson now on Maz. Comes across that pass intended for Theory, but getting a hand on it was Vilander. Who hit it? Vilander.
From Brooks, that was a missile from the top of the key.
Maz with the long pass from Breed, now gives it off to Sinnott. Maz in the corner, back to Sinnott. Sinnott for 3.
Bingo.
And down with it is Brooks.
Look good.
Look good. So Brooks with another board on his tally, and he is, you can see he is tired as he is being pushed around on this floor, running all over the place. Johnson down low, can't get it to fall off the glass. Down with it is Theory. Theory looking to move it up the floor with Breed's help, and back into the offensive side come the Rails. Theory moves to his right, gives it to Maz. Maz takes a step, looks inside. Sinnott backing Brooks down. Sinnott trying to look up and go. No foul called. Nyland no foul called, but going to stay on the white side.
I get letting them play, but at some point, you know.
O'Rourke and Vilander will take a break coming into the game. Back into the game is Carlson and Heggie.
I don't disagree that the hand is part of the ball, but the forearm is not.
Johnson got a piece of the ball as Sinnott was trying to push Brooks back into the paint. Now going to try to come up the floor are the Hilltoppers here. Cheggy up off the glass, and he gets that to fall.
I think Sam tipped that in.
21-18. 4 minutes left here at the rail yard. Breed moves to his left. Sinnott drives, pushes it to Theory. Theory looking for help, now stuck.
Double dribble.
Yeah, he had already dribbled on his push and then tried to set it up. Grochowski going to come into the game. Drew for his first action of the night. He's going to come in and give Maz a break. Johnson now goes right side. Little jumper from the outside. Can't get it to fall. Going to shoot 2.
Okay. How is that a foul, though?
They're going to call that on Sinnott.
I guess I didn't see a foul there. I'm not, you know.
I'm 100 feet away. I can't tell you.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, that was a foul at this end, but the same basic play happened on the other end of the floor from my perspective, and that wasn't called. I don't understand.
Johnson hits the first.
But there again, you know, we're 15 feet up in the air, so.
So what you're saying is we're like a drone.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not seeing what, you know, Mr. Parrish is seeing.
Gotcha.
We're seeing it from a different angle, so it could look like a foul from here where it's really not, or where it's not actually a foul. I mean, but the reaching in, I mean, I guess I don't know.
So Nick gonna get a break as Piero comes back into the game. So you got Nyland, Grochowski, Sinnott, Theory, and Piero on the floor for the Rails. This is Nyland. Nyland pushes back, can't know where to go with it, looking for some help. Gives it inside to Sinnott. Sinnott being murdered down below. Got to call something.
Foul.
Got to call something eventually.
Well, I mean, 42 there. I mean, he whacked him on the arm. I mean, I get letting them play physical, but I mean,
on either side.
But look at the welts on all these guys' forearms. You know, they got red spots. That's not from just bumping. That's from getting slapped. That's a foul.
Well, just remember, rubbing is racing.
Well, but
oh wait, wrong sport.
We ain't racing, Ted.
Johnson Brooks for 3, and he hits it.
Coach Lipinski needs to burn one here.
So 3 minutes left to go here. This is Grochowski. Grochowski gonna drive towards the paint and get that to fall. So Drew on the board for the first time tonight.
Good roll.
Westerbrook will bring it up, give it off to Johnson, top left side. Just inside of the half court. Piero there trying to give a good body presence.
That's his third. Wow. That's a frustration foul.
Brooke Johnson called for his third. Q Roth going to come in for Brooks Johnson. You can see that he is not a thrilled young man as he takes a seat after greeting his whole team. And go to the line, shoot 2 is going to be Josh Sinnott, 2 that we need at this point.
That was just, yeah.
True frustration,
Yep,
but you're seeing it both sides.
Yep.
Again, I think that goes to not the play of the guys, but the fact that it's not being called underneath the baskets when both sides are really getting beat on.
I mean, from up here, look at how red Josh's forearms are. I mean, look at Brooks too. His are bright red from just getting
hammered.
Yeah. I mean, there again, you know, I get letting them play, but at some point you got to start blowing the whistle before, you know, you end up with fisticuffs.
Ross pass, or shot top, no good, out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover, go the way of the Rails. So you've got Cheggy Westerber, Landon Puffer, one of our senior captains on the team, now on the floor also. And let's see, trying to get the Q Roth, and I'm missing one.
Grochowski.
403?
No, 2.
All right.
He's putting in some good minutes tonight. Nice pick.
Steal there out of the pocket of Westerber.
See, here's where Josh needs to take control of this game because good call. Here's where Josh needs to take control of the game for the Rails because Brooks is not underneath the basket. This is where he needs to step up, put the team on his back
take
for the
that
last
drive,
minute,
right?
45 seconds, put the rock on the floor and go to the rack.
I mean, you got Theory and Sinnott, 2 of the tallest guys at the gym now, are on the floor, and really not much for height unless you go to Josh Johnson on the floor for the toppers.
See, now we're getting touch fouls. I mean, you know, 4 minutes ago, these two teams were just mugging each other.
And nothing called.
Nothing called, and now we're getting touch fouls.
So Piero gets called for his first, team's 8th, and going to the line shooting 1-1 is going to be Johnson. Nyland will come out, and Miles will come back into the game for the Rails. Coach Pottersay and Coach.
You know, I think Dane getting that technical has hurt the Rails too, because I don't know if he'll be playing any in the second half, or if he's just sitting in the first. See, here's where Josh just needs to put it in overdrive, head to the rack.
Pass there, tried by Grochowski, and nothing working.
Travel. I mean, look at these guys just pounding on each other down here.
And now just got called by against Drew. That is going to get called. That'll be his first, team's 9th. So Johnson will go to the line, shoot 2 again. And Ian Gillis getting ready to come into the game for the Rails.
Love me a wide body, Ted. Good call taking Josh out. He's got 2 fouls. It's only a
Gillis
minute.
into the game for the last 116 as Sinnott will take a break. And being able to get that one to fall is Johnson. So Theory will bring it up to the floor for the Rails now. Looking for somewhere to go. Gives it to Maz. Maz drives the baseline. Now turns. Little floater up off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Gillis trying to get a hand there on it. Trying to corral it is Cheggy, I'm sorry. Far bottom left-hand corner trying to get that to fall was number 35, Q. But now it'll come back the other way as the Rails get the board. Hero for 3. And can't get that to fall. Up with the board is Westerberg. And Cheggy now. Drives in, looking for somewhere to go with it, and does. So 28-22, time ticking, under 30 seconds here from the rail yard at halftime. We'll give you the sights and sounds after we hear from some of our sponsors. And then we'll come back and we'll talk stats and get ready for second half action. Theory now steps, gives. Passes far side, Piero. Piero gives it up now to Maz. Maz looking, under 10 seconds. Clock ticking, 6, 5, 4. Inside to Theory. Theory up off the glass, can't get it to fall. And Gillis can't get that to fall. So that'll be your first half final, or your first hand score, or half score, 28-22. The Toppers lead the Rails.
Yep. That's all I got right now, Ted. Yep.
All right. All right, well, we're going to take a break, hear from a handful of our sponsors as we get some stats, and we'll be back right after this.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine. Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Who will our next generation be? What will they achieve? At Proctor Public Schools, we see great things in the future as we create an environment to educate, engage, and inspire our students to seek adventure, gain knowledge, and make a difference. What do we see in the next generation? We see greatness. Proctor Public Schools. Don't just plan to graduate. Graduate with a plan.
Our renewal by Andersen windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They've just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Hi, I really need to take care of a car problem. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Can you handle all makes and models? Will you get me back on the road quickly? High-tech equipment? Competitively priced? Brakes? Batteries? Tire rotation? Body repair? Guaranteed? Complete engine overhauls? Okay, they check out.
Our renewal by Andersen windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They've just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
I choose Heritage Window and Door because of their reputation and because of their renewal Andersen windows that they have. And their workmanship was fantastic.
I'm so impressed.
Your home is your largest investment. Don't waste your money on cheaper windows. These are the best. It's my money, and I'm going to spend it where it's going to do me the best good, and it happened to be Heritage Window and Door.
They really know how to treat a customer.
This has been an excellent experience.
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, you know, USDA versus, you know, FHA, different types of things that way. You know, sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, you know, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that we might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. You know, but again, that's something that we will figure out. You know, we'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance that house.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine. Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Our renewal by Anderson windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They've just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, you know, USDA versus, you know, FHA, different types of things that way. You know, sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, you know, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that we might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. You know, but again, that's something that we will figure out. You know, we'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance that house.
Who will our next generation be? What will they achieve? At Proctor Public Schools, we see great things in the future as we create an environment to educate, engage, and inspire our students to seek adventure, gain knowledge, and make a difference. What do we see in the next generation? We see greatness. Proctor Public Schools. Don't just plan to graduate. Graduate with a plan.
I chose Heritage Window and Door because of their reputation and because of their renewal Anderson windows that they have. And their workmanship was fantastic.
I'm so impressed.
Your home is your largest investment. Don't waste your money on cheaper windows. These are the best. It's my money, and I'm going to spend it where it's going to do me the best good, and it happened to be Heritage Window and Door.
They really know how to treat a customer.
This has been an excellent experience.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
And searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, you know, USDA versus, you know, FHA, different types of things that way. You know, sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, you know, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that you might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. You know, but again, that's something that we will figure out. You know, we'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance that house.
I choose Heritage Window and Door because of their reputation and because of their renewal Anderson windows that they have. And their workmanship was fantastic.
I'm so impressed.
Your home is your largest investment. Don't waste your money on cheaper windows. These are the best. It's my money, and I'm going to spend it where it's going to do me the best good, and it happened to be Heritage Window and Door.
They really know how to treat a customer.
This has been an excellent experience.
Good evening and welcome back into the Rail Yard. Ted Kiefert here, just waiting on Coach Chad Renna to join us. Got about 35 ticks left here. The Toppers lead the Rails 28-22. Want to get in some thank you to our sponsors real quick. The Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, the Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies up on Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com, Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor, Ideology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville, and Proctor Pizza, our in-game sponsor. Folks, stay with us at the end of the game as we will have our players of the game. Not only we'll have one from each side, we'll have a player of the game from the Marshall side, but we also have the Proctor Pizza player of the game from the Rail side, where Proctor Pizza, our in-game sponsor, will donate a 12-inch one-topping pizza to the player of the game for the Rails. Want to thank our students real quick here as we get underway here with second half action. Our director-producer, Spencer Maida, Vinny Verbal on our camera, and Luke Smith on scoreboard. Dane Oman for a floater, can't get that to fall. Brooks Johnson down with the board, and now we'll come back into the offensive zone. And big pickpocket there by Oman. Oman says, I sat that first half because of that tech. I'm going to make something happen.
Yeah, but under control, Dane. That was a big-time travel.
Travel called, not called, as everybody yells for it. Now down into the lane is Sinnott into Theory.
Nice pass.
So Theory gets us started here in the second half. Coach, just a little bit of stats as we watch what's going on here. You know, leading the team for the Rails with 10 points is Connor St. Germain. And for the Hilltoppers is going to be Brooks Johnson with.
Oh, that is a. Whoa, ring him. There's no need for that, gentlemen. Play basketball. We don't need to throw fisticuffs. Not hockey.
Brooks Johnson just going to get teched for his punch to the stomach.
That's his fourth then.
That is his fourth. So Brooks Johnson will have his fourth, and both teams now with a tech. While they're figuring this out, let's figure this out.
Holy smokers. Great job by the officials getting that under control right away, though.
And it sounds like Sinnott got one there also.
Well, he got called for the foul.
So that's his first, team's first, and Brooks is fourth, team's first.
Wes knows he's shooting at the other basket, right?
Yeah, I think he just figured that out. But here's the thing, and I know I don't want to. We've left 11 points on the floor from the free throw line in the first half. 11 points. That's a lot of points to leave and
absolutely.
have empty zeros happening.
Absolutely. Here's hoping this side of the floor is better for Wes free throw shooting wise.
We can hope. So Theory now going to attempt the tech and hits the first. I think you're right, Coach. I think it's the north side of the gym.
Yeah, well, here's a question for you, Ted. You know, strategically.
Well, technically, it's not really the north side of the gym. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Well,
And
I mean,
Theory
that's the south basket. It's facing south. That's south.
I don't think it is.
That's the south end of the building, yeah. You know how I know this? Because I live on North Uggstead Road, which is
But
2
you know
blocks
what?
away. Yeah.
Uggstead Road is this way, and the cities is that way, the same way. That's south. The only reason I know that for a fact is because the sun moves this way by my window.
Well, fair enough, but okay, folks. For those of you, we're shooting at the right-hand basket as you're looking at the screen.
We're moving left to right on your radio dial.
We're moving left to right on your TV screen or radio dial.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, hopefully we do not see any more of that in this game.
Yeah, because really uncalled for, and Brooks Johnson's going to have to sit down. He's going to miss a lot of this second half with that fourth foul.
So strategically, if you're Coach Hinkle, how long can you afford to leave Brooks on the bench, knowing that he's only got one left?
That's a good question. I believe he's not in until under 10.
Oh, he's not coming back until about the 6-minute mark.
Like I said, under 10.
I would say 6 is where I would consider it.
Big save there by O'Rourke from it going out of bounds.
Sinnott
Big
with the
block
block.
there by Sinnott. And St. Germain will now push it back up. Sinnott now goes into the paint against Johnson. Up off the glass. Can't get that to fall. Theory trying. And going to step out of bounds as he tried to get it back in is Verlander. And so it'll be white ball. Theory will put it in for the Rails.
Well, I would have liked to have been in the Rails locker room at halftime.
Well, I would have too. They've come out with a fire. Moss from the top right side. Going to move down to his right. Gives it off to St. Germain. This is Omen.
I think having Dane back on the floor helps, though.
It'll make a big difference having St. Germain, Omen, Theory, and Sinnott together for sure. And Moz, I mean, he brings a lot of oomph to this game also.
Oh, that's what's great about this Rails team is everybody's got a different thing they bring to the table, and every night somebody else is going to be the one carrying the load. You know, back to the old lunchbox guys. I mean, These are lunchbox guys.
Shot from Verlander didn't fall. Theory came down with it, and now back. Foul going to be called on Johnson as he trying to get in there on the step against Sinnott.
So he got 2. That's his third. Holy. It wasn't far off on my foul count. And we're going to have guys sitting by the end of the game.
That's his second, I believe.
Second?
Yep.
We got away with a few in the first half. Much
Oh,
like
they all
everybody
did.
else on the
They
floor.
all did. Ullman can't get that to fall as Johnson looked like he got a hand on it. This is going to be Westerberg. And he gets that to fall. So Westerberg with the first points of the game for him for the Hilltoppers. Again, welcome into the Proctor faithful. Welcome into everyone from Duluth Marshall that's watching. We appreciate having you here. Make sure that you show our students a little bit of love. Make sure you hit that like button and let them know that you appreciate what they're doing. Foul going to be called on Omen.
That's just.
Or is that going to be on Wesley?
That should have been on Dane because that was
It was, but
a silly move on his part.
But not bad because Wesley doesn't have a foul, and that's his first. So that's not a horrible thing.
True.
But anyway, so thank you, give them a like. Let them know that you appreciate what they do for you here on a Friday night so that you can be watching the game from at the comfort of your living room or your office at work, depending on what shift you work.
Or wherever you happen to may be.
Right. Westerberg moves to the right-hand side. He gives that off to Vilander. Vilander can't get it to fall. Cheggy was right there to try to get it. Sinnott finally handles it, gives it to St. Germain, and here come the horses. Theory gives it off. Oh, and that's going to be Cheggy. He's going to be called for his first. Team's second? Third.
Ted, the last couple of years of recruiting, I would be sitting in a gym watching a game and watching Rails TV, watching our teams play while I was out recruiting, sitting in a gym.
We should have charged Scholastica more money. Oh, wait, we should have just charged Scholastica. Breed going to get called for a foul as he tries to tiptoe his way through.
That's a good call, good travel.
The old Euro pivot?
Yep, Euro pivot.
I love how you asked Dane that last night. What is a Euro pivot? He said, I don't know. It's a travel.
It's just about as useful as your Euro step that you do.
Josh Sinnott with a big
Nice
block
travel.
there against Vilander. Now big interception by Theory. Now Theory going to push it back into the offensive side, gives up his dribble, throws it all the way to Breed, but O'Rourke was there. Dane to help out. Foul going to be called on O'Rourke, I believe. That is correct. That'll be his second, team's fourth. So we're getting a big clip here of fouls.
Yeah, imagine that. A physical game. Weird.
Hey, Vinny, make sure we can see that lower corner. There we go. Thank you, sir.
Look at Nick just creeping.
So what you're saying is you got to creep. St. Germain for three, can't get that to fall. Omen trying to go get the board and does. Looking for help. Nice hard pass into Sinnott, but that's going to go off the hands of Verlander, and it'll stay white ball. Ian Gillis now into the game as Wesley Theory will come out and take a break. Man, these kids going by my laptop, it just scares me.
Oh, yeah. Because they're 100 miles an hour through these bleachers.
Timeout going to happen. Number 4, O'Rourke going to come off the floor and into the game now for the Hilltoppers is Q. Sinnott up off the glass for 2.
Nice.
Sinnott takes it right out of the hands of Johnson and going to get Hilltopper is going to get called for the defensive charge. That's on number 20, Aiden Westerberg.
I don't know if I agree with that one, Ted.
That's his third.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree
Team's
with that
fifth. Timeout taken by the Toppers. That's a 30-second timeout. Coach, we're going to be back on the air next week. Monday we have school board meeting, but we also will be having a ESCO. The ESCO girls come knocking as they come in to try to improve their record as we do ours. Then on Tuesday, Tim Roweeder will be on the call for boys hockey as Ely will come a call, and the Timberwolves from Ely will come knocking at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center. So kind of a short week next week, and then we'll jump right back into it.
We start the week off and T-Row cleans her up.
And that's not a bad combo.
No.
Or what did you say, the Three Stooges?
Yeah, we're the Three Stooges. I had a great conversation at halftime with the Carlson sisters, and why don't your shoes match?
And?
She said, well, they're the same shoe. I'm like, they're different colors. She's like, well, I have 2 pair. And I'm like, well, why can't you wear the same color shoes? Why do they have to be different? She's like, I don't know. Why don't you have hair? I'm like, well played.
Well played. Well played, young lady. Well played.
Josh drains the free throw. Rails up 1. Yeah, you can feel the mo shifting. You know, Rails are playing a little fired up right now, Ted. That's a good thing. 14-14 left.
Chiggy now. Ullman, Breed, defenseman. He's trapped. Looks like Ullman's gonna get called for a push.
That was dumb.
That's his third.
Keep your hands off. Move your feet.
His third, team's third.
And he knows better. As soon as he got called for it, he looked at Coach Lipinski and went, my bad.
Q to inbound the ball for the Toppers.
I thought they were calling a 10-second. There's like, that was a fast 10.
I thought so too, yeah. Trapped Higgy. Higgy now pushes it up. This is Q. Q tried to give the alley-oop to Vilander, but just a little long.
Just a bit outside.
I can't wait for baseball season.
Ball 4, ball 8, ball 12.
We better get him some glasses before he kills somebody. So St. Germain now to Sinnott. Sinnott into the offensive side, off to Ullman. Ullman drives into the paint, gives it off to Nick Breed. Breed for 3. Can't get, yes he does.
Bingo.
Gets that ball and gets a little help from the backboard, but we'll take it any way we can get it.
That's a good call because Ian turned.
Ian Gillis is going to get called for the foul.
He turned his body. That's a good call.
Gillis going to get called for the foul. That's going to be his first, team's fourth. And the basket will count for Johnson, and Johnson will go to the line and to try to get a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Can't get that to fall. Gillis almost down with the board. going to be off the hands of Heggie, or I'm sorry, Cheggy. I apologize, folks, for mispronouncing that. St. Germain to attempt the bring up, gives it off to Sinnott. Sinnott now drives into the offensive side. Here comes St. Germain with a little bit of speed. Ullman, far side to Sinnott. Sinnott now drives in, gives it inside to Gillis. Gillis up off the glass for 2.
You know, that's exactly what I think all Rails basketball fans want to see out of Josh tonight. He ain't carrying the load scoring, but he's doing everything else.
Absolutely.
You know, he's hustling down the floor. He's making the good pass. He's getting assists. He's playing defense. He's boxing out. He's rebounding. I mean, he's having a very good game in my eyes.
Ullman comes in on Verlander's pass and does a Dikembe Mutombo and says, "Not in my house."
No.
No. That's a great commercial setup.
Yep. The best video clip is Michael Jordan shooting free throws with his eyes closed for Mutombo. He's like, "This one's for you, baby." He drained 2 with his eyes closed.
Westerberg now inside to Johnson. Johnson pushes it out to Carlson. Carlson for 3, but couldn't get it fall. Cheggy up off the glass. St. Germain going to come down with the board, and Johnson going to get called for that foul. That's going to be his 3rd, team 6th.
We got a lot of time here left, Ted.
Yes,
we got a lot of guys in foul trouble on both sides of the ball.
The foul trouble for the Rails. You got St. Germain at 3. You got Sinnott 3. Ullman 3. On the other side, you've got O'Rourke at 2. Brooks Johnson 4. Westerberg 3. Josh Johnson 3. Nice pass there to Sinnott from Ullman. And Johnson
just picked up his 4th.
I think he just picked up his 4th. And coming into the game is going to be Landon Puffer. And that is Johnson's 4th.
Wow.
Kuchowski getting ready to come back into the game for the Rails. Again, Puffer going to come back in for the Toppers. Ian Gillis going to take a seat, and Johnson going to take a seat. So the 2 Johnsons sitting with 4 on the bench here with 12:47, and that could be truly a game changer.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, you look at, you know, momentum. You know, it's a game of runs, a game of swings. You know, all it takes is St. Germain, Sinnott, or Ullman to pick up another one.
Sinnott hits the first one.
Give Nick Breed. Sam's played pretty well tonight, too.
This inside to Westerberg. Westerberg looking for somewhere to go. Now up over the offensive half court. Intercepted by Ullman. Ullman's now going to bring it up. You've got Ullman, St. Germain, Grokowski, Nyland, and Sinnott. Nice pass inside to Sinnott. You know, you talked about that a little while ago, Coach.
It's there. You know, and the Rails have opened up a 7-point lead here, Ted.
Timeout taken by the Toppers. It's a full timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout, too. We'll be back after a word from a couple of our sponsors.
Renewal by Andersen windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They've just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size.
And back here at the rail yard after a timeout, the Toppers trailing 39-32 as the Rails come out on what seems to be a 7-point run to take a lead here in the second half as they were down coming in out of halftime. O'Rourke into Carlson. Carlson back to O'Rourke. Stolen by Ullman into St. Germain for 2.
And O'Rourke's lucky he didn't get called there. Kind of jumped into Carter there.
Cheggy brings it up the floor.
Carter flapping his mouth.
Going to say that he touched the sideline,
Yep.
and it'll be a turnover on the Hilltoppers. Coach Henkel trying to get some clarification.
I think the Rails play more up-tempo and under control when Carter has got his lips flapping.
Oh, Drew. Sit it for another 2 on the board. O'Rourke now looking where to go. Full pressure, nowhere to go. I think having Johnson & Johnson out of the game is one of those game changers. Foul going to be called on Nyland.
See, now we're
and he's going to count it.
That can't count. That's a continuation. He's on the floor.
Well, they're going to call it. So Puffer for 2 and going to go to the line and finish it.
That technical that Brooks got is really hurting the Toppers.
Agreed.
It really hurt the Toppers. I mean, we went from, they went from up 2 to down 9 right now, and he's still sitting. And unfortunately, he's going to have to sit there for a little bit. I know just sitting up here watching Coach Hinkle he's putting him in right now.
Yep, he's coming in here. I said under 10, and I was wrong. You said 6, so I was closer than you. Nyland for 2.
Well, I suppose at this point he doesn't have much of a choice. If he's going to pick up his 5th, he's going to pick it up.
O'Rourke makes a move.
He gets it.
Can't get that to fall. Down with it is Sinnott. Sinnott pushes it to Oman. Oman going to push it into the floor. He's got help, but now retreats. Back out. Nice pass into Sinnott. Sinnott doesn't leave his feet, but then goes up and gets it. Sinnott for 2.
Smart, Josh.
O'Rourke gives it off. Sinnott rips it out of the hands of Puffer. And here come the Rails. Gives it off to Nyland. Nyland having a hard time traveling, not gets it. Now here goes Grohowski for 2.
I always want to call him Kick Patowski. That was a great show on Disney. I loved that show.
Right there, that was in Westerberg.
Oh, he's lucky he didn't blow a knee there.
Lucky he didn't break an ankle either.
Yeah.
So sit it for 2 in the right spot, right time, right make.
Coach Lipinski seeing that Brooks is coming back in too. He's like, pressure, let's go. Let's just get as much as we can here before.
So
Brooks
sit it for another 2. Intercepted by Sinnott. Here comes Nyland. Nyland looking for out to Oman. Oman gets called for a travel. And that is a travel. He was just trying to keep it going so that Brooks Johnson couldn't get back into the game.
Oh boy.
Well, they got 6, so I don't know who's go. Carlson going to come off. I'm like, you can't play with 6.
Carter's on Brooks. They got 3 fouls left between the 2 of them. Oh, and there Brooks just caught Carter in the chest with an elbow. Oh, look at this. He just got in Carter's face.
Both of them getting a warning.
Yep.
So Drew draws his 2nd, team's 5th. I just heard somebody yelling at one of the 2 to stop talking. I don't know who was. Oh, O'Rourke's shot there was just killed by Sinnott.
Oh, Josh, look at the look in his eyes.
And now takes the intercepted pass that was intended for Cheggy.
Oh, that was a terrible call.
He's going to get called on that.
That was a terrible call.
That's his 4th. Got to get him out.
Yep.
His intensity, you got to get him out right now. Josh has got to take his seat. You got to get somebody out, and they're going to do that. Here comes Theory. Has a good possession there with the help of Josh Sinnott. That was a heck of a series there of him really taking over, like you talked about in the early part of this game.
Yep.
When Brooks Johnson got that tech, you said this is where Josh got to take over.
Yeah, you want to be the big dog. Now it's time to be the big dog, and he's been the big dog in the 2nd half.
And we've talked about that almost every home game.
Yep, be the big dog. Brooks is going to get his. We just got to hope that we can get nobody else pick up their 4th. We can get Josh back in about the 5-minute mark.
Oman for 3, can't get that to fall. Right there is Grohowski, though, to put it up and back.
Kick Patowski for 2.
Was that Brooks on that last point down here for them?
I think so.
All right. His first 2 points of the half. Cheggy now moves to his right side. Now
travel.
Good body play there by Omen. Omen down with the board. Coming down. He's got Puffer right there.
That was
Brooks
a
Johnson.
nice block.
Brooks Johnson gets a piece of that up off the glass. And that's going to go against Drew. That's going to be his third.
He turned. If he just stayed straight, stayed square. I mean, I wouldn't want to get run over too, but.
So going to the line, going to shoot is going to be Brooks Johnson.
Was he got about 20 points tonight? At least.
15 on the night for Brooks.
He got a lot of seat time, though.
Right. Yep. Oh, he had 11 in the first half, and then now just got 4. So he's sitting at 15 points. So 30-second timeout taken here by the Rails. Quick sponsor update here, if you don't mind. The Rails and the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, the Irving Community Club Polling for Kids. Tamarack Building Supplies up on Highway 53 in Hermantown. Heritage Window and Doors, Superior, Wisconsin. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco. Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com. Great Lakes Office Solutions. The Robin Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation. Choice Service Center. Audiology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville. And our in-game sponsor, Proctor Pizza. And remember, stay with us. We'll have our Proctor Pizza Player of the Game at the end of this one. We'll take a break. We'll figure out who we got and where we're going.
And we'll catch our breath.
And we'll catch our breath a little bit, and we'll come back and share that information with all of you. Again, thank you to our students. We got Spencer Maida as our producer director. On the camera, Vinny Verville. And on the scoreboard is Luke Smith.
Looks like Marshall has come out of their 1-3-1 and went into a 1-2-2. Looking like they're going to want to trap.
Well, the Rails might
See, somebody needs a flash up to the pinch post. Drew up. I mean, because we can certainly stand out here and pass the ball around for 10 minutes.
Or at least 8.5.
Yeah.
Because 10 minutes will probably be too long.
Well, you know what I'm saying, Ted. I mean, we are in no rush to score at this point.
Past winners of our Pizza Proctor Player of the Game, we've had William Theory. And who was our second one?
Carter St. Germain.
Carter St. Germain.
And Benny.
The Bowling Ball Jehola.
Benny and the Jets Jehola. That was his 5th. That was a flop by Carter. Wow. You hate to see a kid end his night like that.
So
now
Brooks
Coach Lipinski
Johnson
needs to tell Carter to zip his cake hole.
Brooks Johnson will now take his seat as that's his 5th. Coach Henkel giving the official an earful.
And I would be too. I'm just saying. I would be too. I mean, the downfall is, you can't take the fall back.
Nope,
you
can't.
It is what it is.
Well, wait, you can't take that back?
Nope, I completely don't disagree with Coach is saying down there. As a coach, you get frustrated with that. I mean, hey, this guy's getting the tar kicked out of him all night. Look at that kick, Batowski.
Going to stay with the rails as it goes out of bounds off the hands of Verlander.
I should probably ask Drew if that's
Or Verlander, sorry.
If I call him kick Batowski.
I'm sure he's not going to have a problem with it.
He might not even know. Well, he's got to know who Kick Batowski is.
He might. O'Rourke will come out of the game now, and into the game is back into the game is Westerberg. It's going to stay with the Toppers. Westerberg, Cheggy trying to get your starting lineup. Q Roth, Johnson, Josh Johnson, and who am I missing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and Bo Vielander on the floor for the Toppers. Grochowski, Theory, Gillis, Nyland, and Omen on the floor for the Rails. And that is a big 3 attempt there by Vielander. Can't get it to fall. And he's going to step. Checky going to step on the end line, and it'll go the other way. Sinnott getting ready to come back into the game. He's going to come in for Theory. Now, still no matter where we're at, you got to take a break.
Yep, and I mean, I don't know if I'd put Josh back in right now, but he's got 4. He's
got to play smart. Nyland going to run it in.
Don't get baited into something silly, like
Absolutely.
right here.
Grochowski picks it up off the floor, nowhere to go. That it's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Westerberg. And it'll stay with the Rails, and Ullman will be the one to put it into play.
See, that was great basketball play there. Josh
By
went
Johnson.
straight up, and Johnson went straight up and just got a little higher. That's a great basketball.
That's Josh and Josh.
Josh and Josh. Yeah.
And that's Josh Johnson and Josh Sinnott.
There you go.
Nyland inside to Grochowski. Can't get that to fall. Gets his own board. Fighting for it is Gillis. Gillis trying to make something happen. Now going to have to get down the floor and get set to play some defense. Nice screen there. Brought across by Westburg. And Johnson can't get it to fall, but it falls right into the hands of Grochowski. Now he gives it off to Ullman. Ullman drives it down to the offense, and he's trapped inside to Sinnott. Sinnott's trying to go up off the glass, and he does.
Great defense by Johnson there too. We got a piece of that. I mean, I think I've been so focused on watching Brooks play. I mean, watching Johnson play too. I mean, great job defensively out there tonight. I mean, he's still sitting at 4 fouls too, but I mean, he's got uppies. He's getting up and he's getting his hands on the ball all over the place.
So that was Westerberg to come up, and it goes out of bounds off of Westerberg as he was trying to drive. And that'll go out of bounds and be with the Rails. And Nyland Ullman will take his seat. Breed and Piero back into the game.
James John.
I had to look where it was.
James John Jacob.
Jingleheimer Schmidt? Is that where you were going?
No, Piero.
Oh, gotcha. This is Breed. Breed now drives, gives it to Piero. Piero drives into the paint, takes his step up off the glass, and gets that to fall.
The rim at that end of the gym has been much more favorable tonight. Yeah. That's not even a question.
Sinnott tried to put that one up, can't get it to fall. Gillis could have been called for a foul there. As you can see, that Johnson was impeded big time.
Oh, yeah.
But now again, another one not called.
Well, Ian got them big old meat hooks in there.
Piero's shot blocked by Johnson.
Kind of funny. Hope he's all right. I don't want to see him get hurt.
Oh, absolutely. Don't want any injuries.
And especially for as hard as that kid has played tonight. I think he landed funny.
Xander Johnson and Brody Carlson into the game for the Toppers. And also coming back in is Vielander as Johnson will take a break.
Vielander's had a pretty quiet game tonight too, but I mean he's played well.
He's had a lot of minutes. He's been on the floor, just not real loud. 2 points on the night. Brody Carlson, a ninth grader, now leading the Toppers at the top of the key. This is Vielander. Vielander, just as I said, he only had 2 points, puts 2 up.
That was a nice shot.
Piero, this is Grochowski. Drives the paint inside to Gillis. Gillis up off the glass too hard. Tries to get his own board, unable to do so. Tramps. And Piero going to get called for a foul. He stepped in, and that should be called.
They're going to call every single one of them now.
That's the team's ninth. So Westerberg go to the line, shoot 1 and 1. It's crazy. He's down there asking how many fouls. We have these 2 big digital things on the wall.
Well, but they're not always accurate.
Well, what's going to be different than from what he says to what he says?
Yeah, good point.
I'm just saying. They're at the same table.
Maybe they wanted to talk to Coach Sample.
Oh, I got you. Sinnott drives it inside. This is Grochowski, gives it back to Gillis. Gillis can't get it to fall there. Feed him up off the glass too hard, down on his back. Don't die, don't break a leg, get up. There you go. Senate fighting, trying to
padding stats.
You know, if you can get three offensive boards in one set of shots, why not? Piero almost got a hand on that.
It's a hot potato right now.
Senna says, no, I'll try to take it myself, unable to do so. Coming back the other way after Xander Johnson with the board. This is Westerberg. Westerberg can't get it to go. Foul is going to go on, I think it's going to go on Gillis.
I'm going to say Krakowski.
Yep, it's going to go on Drew. That's his fourth, team's 10th.
Oh, standing at the table to come in.
The bowling ball.
Benny. Rails timeout.
Ian Gillis going to take a break. What size timeout are we going to take? All right, they're going to take a 60-second timeout. We're going to take one, too, here from a couple of our sponsors. We'll be back right after this.
Who will our next generation be? What will they achieve? At Proctor Public Schools, we see great things in the future as we create an environment to educate, engage, and inspire our students to seek adventure, gain knowledge, and make a difference. What do we see in the next generation? We see greatness. Proctor Public Schools. Don't just plan to graduate. Graduate with a plan.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
Oh, well. Second half. We got that fixed for you there, Eric.
We got you, Bing.
And lane violation. Going to shoot that again. Was that on us or was that on them?
Well, if we're still shooting it, it's on us.
Well, it's shooting 2, though.
It is 1-1.
We have 10 fouls. It's
No, now it'll be double bonus. That was 1-1. Trust me. Yeah, I'm right, Ted.
He said shooting 2.
Did he?
Yeah.
Look at Benny.
Bowling ball. Driving some time. I don't know. I could be wrong. I like to be wrong. Bo Vielander picks up his first, the team's 7th. Oh, no. Sorry. I might have missed a couple on the side of my board.
Lincoln Smith running through in his Kyrie's. Oh, hey, Ted, look at that. Benny's rocking some Currys tonight.
Nick at the line. And that's in and out. And down with the board is number 35, Q Roth. He dishes that pass. Was intended for Westerberg, but just too much. And it'll be rail ball. So big turn of events here. If you're if you tuned in late, as the Rails were down 5. No, they were down
4 at the half.
Down 6 at the half.
6. Wow.
And have really come back. The story of the game, though, is I think the lead in the first half for the Toppers had a lot to do with the technical that Dane Ullman got early in the first half. And then definitely the turning and pivot point for the second half is not only the technical that Brooks Johnson got, but also one Josh Johnson for the Toppers got his 4th.
That and when Brooks picked up his 5th and he had to sit. I mean, that's a terrible spot to be in as a coach because everybody's going to second guess you. I mean, the other team goes on a 15-point run and your best player's sitting on the bench and you got to put him back in with 10 or 11 minutes to go, and he picks up his 5th. He gets baited into a foul and he's got to sit the rest of the game. It's terrible. I mean, I hate to see it, but it is what it is. And Coach Hinkle, talking to the officials about it, he's like, come on, man. And I don't disagree with him, but it is what it is.
So Ricky Matlock, Tomas Thorson, and I didn't see there's the other number. And Kyle Boland's all getting ready to come into the game for the Toppers as we are just about at the 3-minute mark. Jump ball going to be called as We got one rail and two toppers saying, hey, it's mine. Reminds me of the seagulls from Finding Nemo. Mine, 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 mine. So also coming in for the rails, did you grab a regular roster?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Certainly.
Coming in for the rails is going to be number 12, Jackson Olson, and number 14, Tyler Berglund. And also into the game is Logan Linnenan. I'm being called by nobody I want to talk to right now.
Your car warranty's about to expire, Ted?
More than likely.
Yeah.
Though my car warranty expired
Yeah,
a long
bingo.
time ago. So Jackson Olson for 2 there.
Check out those kicks, Ted.
Which ones? On Olson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnson for another 2. Do you need this back?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I'm just going to enjoy the sights and sounds of the last few minutes.
Berglund got mugged right there by
Oh.
Johnson. Johnson can't step on, can't move his own feet.
Well, I think he got tripped up. I mean, that's a good call. That's a foul. I mean, Josh Johnson is probably going to need an ice bath.
So Berglund with the foul. I didn't see his feet next to him. I just saw him kind of twist his own feet underneath, and that's why I said that. So going to the line, shooting 2 is going to be Josh Johnson for the Toppers.
That young man's going to sleep good tonight.
He hits the first. And hits the second.
That kid
Josh
played a whale
Johnson
of a game.
coming off the game, absolutely.
He played a whale of a game.
Olson pushes it up to Berglund. Berglund now comes over to Piero. This is Lennon. Benny the bowling ball, Jahola for 3. Can't get that to fall. Right side of the glass. And coming up the floor is Matlock. Matlock gives it off to Thorson. This is a shot by Tristan Johnson. Couldn't get the fall, and the point or the ball goes to the rails. Piero now barking out orders.
Right idea there.
Berglund trying to get that inside. Now going to try to come up and get it back. Take that away from Vilander. Foul going to be called. That foul is going to go against Linneman. Linnem. I can never say it. It's just, it's my fault.
That's okay. Linnem.
Linnem.
His dad's name's Thor.
Thor Linnem.
Thor Linnem.
Does he carry the hammer?
Yeah.
All right. So he's worthy.
He's worthy.
Absolutely.
Proctor alum. Class of '88. Graduated a year ahead.
That's why I have you here. The knowledge in your head.
Random facts that nobody wanted to know.
Cliffisms.
3 people who have never been in my kitchen, Ted.
Who are they?
Well, when he's on Jeopardy. I can't remember the question, but that was his answer. Three people who have never been in my kitchen.
Oh, on a Saturday Night Live one?
No, it was actually on Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
It was an episode where he went on
Jeopardy. I remember that, yeah.
3 people who have never been in my kitchen.
And it wasn't a wrong answer.
No, it wasn't.
That's the thing, and I remember him fighting for that because that was not the wrong answer.
It wasn't the right answer either, though.
No, it was not. Vilander going to take a seat as Carlson will come back in. As coach will get his younger parts of the squad a little bit of work here, as the Rails do also. Piero drives the line, gives it back inside. Linnem for 2. I said it right that time.
Yep. So I wonder, if Thor and Libby named him Logan because he's Wolverine.
Ooh.
I'll have to ask him next time I see him.
Yes, folks, the census things that we talk about that get me thinking, because now I'm thinking about Thor or about Wolverine.
Nice swat. I mean, we got a bowling ball, we got Wolverine, we got Kick Patowski. You know, I'm just trying to figure out which one's going to be Gunther.
Olsen inside to Linham. Linham for 2.
Nice.
So under a minute here, actually under 20 seconds. Again, stay with us. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with our players of the game, both from the Marshall side and also from the Proctor Pizza player of the game side.
Don't blow the whistle, just let it go.
Whistle blown with 5.9 left here on the clock. Your score, 65-47.
I think the officials want out too. Stressful game for them as well.
And there's the horn. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after a word from 2 of our sponsors.
Renewal by Andersen windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They've just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
Renewal by Andersen windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They've just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Back here at the rail yard, your final score, 65-47. The Rails take down the Toppers. The Rails move to 4-7, and the Toppers will move to 1-6 on the season. 0-1 in the conference, and with the Rails going and evening up at 500, 1-1 in the conference. Right now, let's start our players of the game. First, we'll start on the Duluth Marshall side. Coach, we talked about 2 players on that side. Well, all their players, but really 2 players all night long. And, usually we do a 1-star, but, I'm going to do a 2-star over there or give them both a star. We're going to call it the Johnson-Johnson connection. You saw that swing and momentum when they were both on the floor doing well. We talked about the technical fouls, the 5th foul, the sitting downs, and how then the Rails were able to fight back and do what they needed to do and set their presence. So on my side, I've got to go with both Johnson guys.
I agree. Brooks in the first half, the one thing I wanted to see out of the Rails in the first half is when Brooks was out of the game, I wanted to see the Rails take advantage of that, and they didn't. I don't know what Coach Lipinski said in the locker room at halftime, but when Brooks was out of the game in his second half, when he picked up his 4th, we took advantage of that. And then he picked up his 5th. But Josh Johnson, too, number 42, that kid is tough as nails. He is on the floor. He's in the air. He's bouncing around. He's clubbing guys. This was a slobber knocker tonight. Every one of these guys is going to have to go take an ice bath.
Absolutely. So, congratulations to them. I know it probably won't mean much right now, but congratulations, guys, on being our players of the game.
We appreciate hard work and guys that just get after it. That's what it's all about.
So I'll come back to that later. But now I'm going to move over to our Proctor Pizza player of the game. And I'll just say this. I'll give you some numbers before you jump over. You talk about a young man who had to go sit down because he got 3. First half, not much points-wise. Had 6 on the board. Not real active at the free throw line, but all over the floor as a player, all over defensively. Then comes back second half, puts up 16. And when we say all over, he was all over.
All over. You know, our Proctor Pizza player of the game tonight is Josh Sinnott. At halftime, you know, I was kind of grumbling. I'm like, Josh needs to be the big dog. Why is Josh not putting the ball, put the rock on the floor and attack the rack? Put the rock on the floor and attack the rack. What did Josh do in the second half? This is my game. I'm taking control. I'm going to score points. I'm going to dish the ball. I'm going to dive. I'm going to block out. I'm going to rebound. Player of the game.
So we got Josh sitting here.
It wasn't because he scored. It was for everything else.
Well, it's the same thing.
It was a complete half of basketball.
It's that same thing we talked with Lily Smith last night. If anybody watched, it's really not the points. It's that rounded game. And Josh, you had a great rounded game, so congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
Try to bring that up just a little bit closer to your mouth so we make sure that the fans at home can hear you.
What did Coach Lipinski have to say in the locker room at halftime?
You know, Coach wasn't really happy with our performance. We came out pretty slow. You know, we came into this one thinking it was going to be easy, and, you know, the first half really proved that wrong. We talked in the locker room knowing we had to come out with more energy, and as a leader on this team, I figured that's what I needed to do, so that's what I tried to come out and do.
I think Dane picking up that tech, and I don't know what the comment was to the official, but obviously it wasn't good. You know, I think you not having him on the floor in the first half also hurt you guys, you know, because that's a contributor, not only scoring but just leader-wise on the floor, and him having to sit it hurt you guys because that's another cheerleader on the floor. So now he's sitting cheering from the sidelines. That's got to be hard not playing with the guys that you used to have on the floor all the time too, you know, right?
Correct, I agree.
You know, and then I told Ted before the game, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's 4 or 5 guys sitting on the bench by the time this thing's over. I'm like, there's going to be tax, there'll be guys fouling it out. I mean, we almost had a fight. It was crazy.
It's always crazy.
So
yeah.
So I got a big question because you know, we talked at the very beginning of this game, Chad and I, about how, you know, the big rival used to be Hermantown, and now it seems like Hermantown comes to town and it's like, whatever. But these two teams over the last 3 years or so, boy, I tell you what, I mean, every time you guys are playing, it's like a heavyweight boxing match. Why the shift? What the swing? What don't we know that we need to know as fans of why this has now become a great game like this?
You know, last year we had the same issue when we went to Marshall. We almost got in a fight there. They wanted to come at all of our guys, especially Brooks. They get talkative in the game, and we knew that. We tried to play smart. You know, a guy got a tech in the first half, but we came out in the second. We were using our head, and we finished.
Absolutely.
Hey, Ted, we're getting Dane Oman down there telling us we need to
wrap it up
because Coach Lipinski is waiting for Josh.
All right. Well, we're going to say congratulations, Josh. Great job. Tell the boys that we say congrats on the win, and make sure that you, after you're done in there, come back out in your stuff so that we can get a picture with you with the box for the sponsorship. Cool deal?
Come back out.
All right, perfect.
Thank you.
Great job,
Thanks,
sir.
Job.
So that was Josh Sinnott, the winner of tonight's Proctor Pizza Player of the Game. See, I can say it better than you can.
Yeah.
That's kind of just how I roll, though.
Well, you're more articulate than I am.
Well, don't be telling people things that aren't true, okay?
Just don't ask either one of us to spell articulate.
Amen to that. I agree with that. So, final thoughts, Coach.
You know, tale of two halves. You know, it's when you have a big dog on your team, and I'm just going to use that term again.
Absolutely.
Finish it out tonight. You know, Brooks Johnson's a big dog on the Marshall team. And when your big dog ain't out running in the yard and he's sitting on the porch, you know, you got to let the other guys figure it out. I mean, I thought Marshall played well, but I think Proctor just had too much, especially in the second half with the you know, Brooks getting that technical and having to sit. That hurt them. You know, him picking up his fifth with, you know, 5-6 minutes left, and then, you know, Carter St. Germain, I mean, I don't think his mouth stopped moving the entire time he was even sitting on the bench. I'm looking at him and his jaws are flapping, you know. Okay, if that's what you guys need to do. But, you know, it was a hard-fought game in the first half, and Proctor just kind of pulled away in the second. It was still a good second half of basketball for both teams. I thought they both played well.
Absolutely.
You know, but, you know, we've seen it all. We've seen 2 technicals tonight, a bunch of fouls, an almost fight, officials angry, coaches angry, fans angry. It was a good night.
Good night for a great game here at the Rail Yard. Well, want to real quick thank our sponsors one last time, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic Art and Athletic Development, the Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies on Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales, Esco, Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com, Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy's Service Center, Audiology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville. And our in-game sponsor, Proctor Pizza of Main Street, Proctor. I want to say a huge thank you, as I do every game, to yourself, Nicole, and to Eric, to Bing, for everything you guys are doing for our program and for our community, and being our in-game sponsor.
Oh no, we appreciate the opportunity to do this. It's important for us to give back to the community, and like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, anybody looking for Rails TV
merch,
beanies and trucker caps, come on into Proctor Pizza. We have them there, and we'll have them there tomorrow, and we'll get you hooked up with a hat and maybe a pizza. Also, tomorrow I'll have some more samples in the spinny thing in the front, the warmer.
Hopper?
Yeah, the warmer.
And the warmer,
the spinny thing.
Spinny thing. That's the technical term, folks.
Yeah, spinny thing.
They don't call him the best color man in the business for no reason. Well, with that being said, thank you to you. I want to make sure we thank our kids that are working here, our students, Spencer Minor on our director-producer, our Vinny Verval, our cameraman, and Luke Smith over on our scoreboard. So thank you to them. On behalf of myself, them, our sponsors, and the coach, we'll be back on the air next Monday at 7:15 start when ESCO will come a-calling against the girls basketball team. Until then, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.
We're at a crossroads. From time to time, a section of rail needs repair, but that doesn't mean the whole line needs replacement. The same way being proud of your history doesn't mean you're stuck in the past. No, we're not stuck. We hear the whistle blowing and we're inspired. Inspired by the legacy of the people who transformed this terrain into a rail yard that supplied America with the ore needed to win world wars. We're inspired by our unshakable identity, hanging tight like David facing down Goliaths, and we're moved by stories of our community's kindness. No matter who needs help, neighbors pitch in and get the job done. Hushed and humbled are more at play than pontification, but don't for 1 second think that means Proctor is a simple small town. It was built as a company town, and it continues down the tracks of time. And this rail revival is our destination.